In the commentary box. A very good afternoon to Ben Warren-Smith.
Good afternoon, Dyson. Good afternoon, guys. Really enjoyed listening to the pre-match. Great to be back down in sunny Melbourne. You're welcome for me bringing down the Sydney weather. And good to be out here at Seaback Oval. I haven't been here for a few years. Haven't got to see either of these sides yet this year. I've been looking at the team lists, and it's great to see quite a bit of turnover in both sides. So a lot of the household names are still there, but there's also a lot of fresh talent in and amongst these playing groups as well. So can't wait to see what happens on the park out here today. There's a huge crowd. Car parking right outside the ground all the way up Stud Road, and yeah, should be a great atmosphere down here today. I was having a chat to one of Ray's mates, Paul Denton, about 10 minutes or so ago, and well, the fact that Paul's gone for Vermont today is probably, and he's one of the guys that watches Rowville in and out each week, has swayed my tip going towards the Eagles today, Raymond, and I think you're the same.
Yes, I'm the same too. That's right. No, look, you got to call it as you see it, and to me at the moment they're travelling better.
So gee, that's a rarity to have everyone tipping Vermont.
I was going to say at this stage it looks like everyone's going to go on the Vermont bandwagon. I'm going to be the one that's going to go the flip side. I just think the home factor at Rowville has played. I mean, we've come here on occasions, and the home factor has really played into it. You go back to last year when we came out for the Rowville Noble Park game. The home side really got the chocolates comfortably by 4 or 5 goals in the end. And I think it'll be much of the same. Probably about an 18-20 point margin.
Great to have the old mate Darren McKenzie sitting next to me again today from the Loft Productions as well. The old parched one. There it is. That's what we were waiting for. No one gave him the memo, though, because Bruce always gets me a Rockstar car park outside the van, but I had to go park in the public today.
We'll get his world famous votes after the game. We'll look forward to those. He's already made his judgment on the meat pie here at Seaback Oval, and we'll see how that goes after we've just been delivered a giant plate of sandwiches.
Getting really well looked after.
We certainly
today.
are. We have to thank the people at Rowville Football Club, including their president Paul Minot, and as well as their footy manager Ian Skinner, who's been in here every 5 minutes looking after us. Yep. Just saw the toss of the coin between Timmy Johnson and Matt Robinson. Tim Johnson, the Vermont captain, has won the toss, and they'll kick to the left-hand side of your radio dial. They'll go up the hill, which means Rowville will kick to the Monash Freeway end of the ground.
Yeah, look, for me today, there's 2 players from one from Rowville and one from Vermont that I think we have to keep an eye on, because I think these 2 players can control the destiny of the game. I think for Vermont, it'll be Tommy Schneider, number 14, and for Rowville, number 6, Cameron Manuel. Those 2 players will determine the destiny of this game this afternoon for each respective side.
Can't miss Alex Frawley this afternoon, supporting the headgear after a concussion a few weeks ago.
A double concussion. He had 2 in 2 weeks, actually.
He's very lucky.
Yeah, no, he...
No $20,000 fine coming Rowville's way.
Well, it might have been 3 weeks. Might have been 3 weeks.
He's your boy, isn't he, Frawley, right?
He was, mate. He was, and he still is. No, look, he's been a great player at Rowville, and now he's got, you know, some very good players have come to the club that are around him. But as we spoke to Peter Bastanak about him, he said that, you know, he wears the helmet, but that's the way that Alex plays. He's still in and under.
A blue ribbon medalist, of course, who was best on ground in Rowville's Division 2 grand final victory. Although it's all Division 1 now, and haven't this side really taken to Division 1 football in just a handful of years. They've found themselves in the upper echelons, and this game can certainly potentially lock them in for the back half of the season with just 5 games to go after this one. I wish the bloke in the Harley Davidson that's parked right behind the caravan would eventually take off. He started it up about 5 minutes ago and just hasn't decided to move yet.
I thought it was Brash's stomach.
He filled it with a Hawk burger before, and or a Hill burger they call it here, don't they?
Yeah, the Hill burger.
It was very quality. It'll certainly get a rating next Friday night on the Huddle, that's for sure. But players moving into position, all set for a start. Give us a tip on any matchups that you see early on, gentlemen.
Yeah, it looks like the 2 that I've been talking about, Manuel and Schneider, are going one-on-one here.
Top 5 clash. The battle of the big birds set to get underway this afternoon. Ruckman jostled for position, jumped too high on that occasion, and Rowville get the first tap away. Handball came out the back to Zarjek. A little bit of a scrubber off the bottom of the pack. Garner couldn't quite get his kick away. Trying to bustle through a pack and get one away was Archer, inside forward 50. Bouncing ball. I think it's McCafferty meets it first. Handball's off. That was intercepted. Almost cut off there by Bussey. and held up 45 metres out from the Rowville goal.
An interesting move. Mitch Garner, who's come back into this side, their number one ruckman, he's gone to full forward, and Archer's gone into the ruck, boys.
Archer and Wale Buxton go at it once again. This time it's Archer, but Rowville have the runners on the ground. Vermont have the runners. They try and get it away.
Nice.
A nice tap there from Wade McConnon. I tried to open up a bit of space, but Rowville will go forward once again in the direction of Frawley. Bouncing ball over the back. Frawley's got a swoop here. He's got one to beat. Did very, very well there. Adam Parker regains possession, and now through McCafferty, Vermont regained touch.
Got the handball away. He's Wilcox. He goes backwards. They need to hit up a target here, Vermont. They did okay. Umpire called play on in the end, using the far side of Seaback Oval. Little look away handball towards the direction out there of McComb. He couldn't keep it in, and the umpire said he gave one away there. So
Robinson
gave one away as the Harley drives away. Thank God for that. So Robinson, short passes on. That's a good spot up to Archer, who's had a little bit of it in the first couple of minutes here. We'll go back and have the first shot on goal for the Hawks.
That's one of the things Buxton Wales is going to have to do this afternoon. He's going to have to keep a big check on Archer here, because Archer looks like he's a bit mobile and can move around a bit.
So Daniel Archer.
one of your ex-boys, one game with St Kilda BWS.
Well, lock it in then. He comes in now, crosses the 50. Distance is not a problem, and either is the accuracy. That is an absolute cracking kick to kickstart this game. And Rowville on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard after 2 minutes gone in the first term. They lead at 1 straight 6. Vermont yet to score.
Couldn't have gone any straighter.
No, it was a fantastic kick there by the big man, and look, it's paid dividends, that move, as I said, with Mitch Garner going down a full forward, and Archer, as you said, he's a very mobile ruckman, and it's a start that they wanted, Rowville.
Another match-up, Alex Frawley and Adam Parker going one-on-one this afternoon.
The best mids in the competition going at it, while Buxton got the tap down, found Frawley, had a lot of work to do at ground level. He was immediately set upon by half a dozen players there. Parker, one of those. And eventually he's wrapped up by Schneider. Sorry, that was McComb.
Frawley getting up a bit ginger there.
So umpire restarts play right in the centre of Seaback Oval. Davidson manages to get it away. Didn't have the left foot. Used the right just on the edge.
Oh, good
and
mark.
A great mark taken there by Darcy Crocker. And the 19-year-old can go back and within the space of 30 seconds, the quick reply, Brash.
Yeah, look, I've been really interested and looking forward to watch Darcy Crocker in action today. Outmuscled his opponent there. Was a lovely piece of work there from him, but really good play by Shane Davidson. Even though he didn't have a left foot, managed to still kick the ball to position.
Certainly did. Comes in now for the first of the afternoon for the Eagles. On the right boot, starts it right. That's where it's going to hang out. Looking for a marking option. Plenty flew, a lot in brown and gold jumpers. Rowville should be able to clear away on the outer side. Under a lot of pressure there was Archer. He got his handball away, but it was intercepted. Cut off. A kick came for the bottom of the pack. Crocker was the marking option. Couldn't quite take it away. Still in the hands of a Vermont player there.
Boundary.
And, well, it's held up once again. We'll quickly cross boundary side. Gus McLeod.
Alex Frawley, boys, walked up really sore from that last contest. It appears he's got a corky on his left thigh, so I have to keep a look at that one as the quarter progresses.
Ball only about 20 metres out from goal, hitting the deck there. A couple of players, Hyams and Dodone, and we'll have a ball up about 25 metres out. Grandstand side here is Archer. Goes up this time against Perry, got the fingertip on that one. There's about 25 players around this football. Frawley in and under as always, goes after it. He needs to get rid of it, otherwise he might get pinged here, and eventually a rush behind trickles through. So the first score on the board for the Eagles. They trail by 5 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 4.5 minutes into this first turn. Let's cross down boundary side. Damien Watson.
Yeah, starting on the bench for Rowville, Robert Hill, Kyle Hagger, Christopher Clark, and Jackson Anderson's wearing number 17 for the Hawks, boys.
Intercepted the kick, marked by the captain of the Eagles, Tim Johnson. Short chip kick over the top, found its target, Joel Perry. Still 50 from home. Deep in the far forward flank.
Might just be beyond him, this.
Looks like he's going to back himself. Now he decides to find an option. Switches play right into the centre of the ground. It found its target, but only just. Corey Cassidy. Handballs over the top, manages to find Anson, who loads up to the top of the goal square. Looking for a marking option, won't quite find it. Ball spills to the bottom of the pack. And as the players run into the post, it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Mason Crazier's got a big test today. He's taking on Jake Best for Vermont, who's in great form with the goals.
And him once again. Perry had front position, then tried to kick it off the ground. Frawley, as we've come to expect, at the bottom of the pack, and it's held up once again.
BWS, you mentioned before 25 players around the contest, but there's 36 in that half of the field as well.
Yeah, that's it, Ray.
So it's thrown up once again, still 10 metres out from the Vermont goal. They try and push it forward. Snap came off the bottom of the pack, couldn't quite do anything with it. And it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds.
I think you're going to find that both sides are going to work extremely hard in their back line to keep the ball in their region.
So umpire throws it in. Perry, a little backhander out the back there. Schneider got crunched in. A nice tackle there by Crozier, brought to ground with Zajac in tow, and we'll have another bounce.
Brash, looks like Tyson Hyams is running with Emmanuel.
Yeah, it looks like Steve Cochrane's made the switch very early.
Archer knocked it back, kick was half smothered, then a scrambly kick out towards the defensive arc there for Rowville, bounces into the arms of Wilcox, got the handball away. Now here's Wale Buxton. He dropped the football, he almost could have been pinged for that. The umpire said play on. Eventually it comes out Johnson on the left, kicks it up towards a half-forward line, a one-on-one contest, sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Great defensive play there, punched away by Stephen Giorgio. He's been a great backman for Rowville, even right through their Division 2 days.
Got a number 13 for Vermont, Damo, if you can help us out with that one.
Yeah, it's Jake Best, BWS.
Straight to the source of Wayne Brasher. Comes out now. Geez, there's a lot of players following this football at every turn, and we'll have another bounce. Right in front of the members' stand here. Good crowd building out here at Seaback Oval. Got a player down. I think it looks like Xavier Barry Murphy.
Looked in a bad way too.
He hasn't moved.
All the Eagles there are headhunting Alex Frawley after that incident. So
let's hope he's just winded. He's been turned on his side. 5-point lead early in the piece here to Rowville. Was in their forward half for the first couple of minutes. Vermont now, for the last couple of minutes, have had it down their end, and we're about 80 metres out from goal. And let's hope that Barry Murphy's okay.
So confusion aplenty.
In fact, Vermont have actually got two coaches, one on the bench and one off the bench, because Chris Barlow, the ex-coach, is the runner this afternoon.
Stretcher's coming out, boys.
So that's unfortunate for Xavier Barry Murphy, involved in a very heavy tackle there.
he's getting up.
Is
He's up now.
Oh, good. That's good.
He's getting up. He's standing, but he's been helped by the trainers.
Very groggy.
I doubt that he knows where he is.
No, I think he might be coming off now. Another good matchup I'm seeing, Dyson, is Matty Robinson and Corey Cassidy in that back line. It's going to be a very interesting contest this afternoon as well.
So getting ready to restart play. Changes made aplenty for both sides in that last couple of minutes.
Great to see the Rowville trainers helping him off the ground too, boys. The trainers of both sides, they work together.
So as Xavier Barry Murphy walks in front of us now, he's a lot more alert and aware than what he was a couple of minutes ago. So good to see him up and about. And now, as you'd expect, a bit of feeling of this game in the restart. Ball to be thrown up. Barker found a bit of space around the back of Frawley. Couldn't quite make the most of it, though. Good tackle there from Perry.
Did that ruck contest there with Archer against Perry there was just a bigger body that just put Perry out of the contest.
And that's where I think Rowville can have the advantage this afternoon.
It's not often that Joel Perry gets out-muscled by many. Frawley got his handball away, and now they're away from Manuel on centre wing. Just evaded the tackle, took his second bounce, now goes inside forward 50, pretty open forward 50.
Nice.
And on the second grab, a great mark taken there by Michael Bussey.
That was a lovely way to kick by Manuel into the forward line. Just beautifully kicked and just over the Vermont player, just overplayed it, and the Rowville player, Michael Bussey, just took full control of it.
While that stoppage was on, I was looking at that matchup. Honestly, I was. Michael Bussey, and I just thought that he might be a little bit tall for Shane Davidson there, and in that marking contest proved it.
For the second on the board, Bussey comes in now, 25 out, directly in front, sends it on its way and makes absolutely no mistake. Rowville have two, they're 2 straight 12, and the visitors Vermont. They're one behind 1 point. We've played 10 minutes in this first term here on AFL Game Day, whether you're listening live on Radio Eastern 98.1 or streaming live at easternfm.com.au or at the AFL website.
That forward thrust, that came from out of that stoppage. It was a great bit of handball by Alex Frawley across to Manuel. You know, he had a bit of a bounce. He looked up forward. He lowered his eyes and he's hit Michael Bussey. That great play by Rowville then.
The only way to describe Cam Manuel is silky.
Yes.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Well, that time it was Garner who got the knockdown. Stacks on the mill in the middle here of Seabeck Oval. Get ready for another restart. 11 minutes gone now on the clock. Keep the scores coming through all day at Footy EFL via Twitter. We need to know what's happening around the eastern suburbs. The clearing kick up towards centre half forward now. Goes the Vermont way. Trapping it nicely in there was Purdy. Got tackled pretty quickly, and we'll have another bounce centre half forward for the Vermont Football Club.
I like the matchup of Suckling on Snyder.
Perry versus Garner. Give that fingertip to Garner. That time Schneider got brought down quickly in a tackle. Ball hits the deck and another stoppage. Let's go to Grant Campbell for some stats that matter, thanks to Choose Tap.
Inside 50s, 4-2 in favour of Rowville. Clearances 4-3 their way.
So Garner, once again, little tap on it. Got it down. Quick kick out wide, might be taken there by Davidson in that instant. I think it might have been Wadley. In fact, he got rid of the football. Now Rowville have a chance to scoot away. The kick goes up inside the centre square. He had the front spot there, Wilcox, or the back spot, the sit couldn't take the mark. The kick goes inside 450 from Hanson, and it was a centimetre perfect pinpoint pass as well. He got every bit of 50 metres on the ball, and now Vermont will have a shot on goal through McConnon from about 55 or just outside the 50 here.
Brash, great play by Sam Namson.
Yep.
There. Chris Clark has gone to full forward for Rowville, and it was a big mistake letting the fullback run off him.
So it's Kirby McConnon who'll come in now. He'd love a goal. The umpire did not move. That's Vermont's first on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and they reduced the margin back to 5 points as we hit the 12.5-minute mark of the first term.
Yeah, really good play. Sam Hanson running off the back line, attacking the ball, and the ball ran his way and then delivered a beautiful 50-metre pass to Kirby McConnon on the leave, who finished off a brilliant piece of work.
So, pretty hot start in the first 15 minutes or so of this game, as we expected. Two of the premier sides in the Eastern Football League competition. Ball back in the middle once again. Changes are plenty in the ruck, while Buxton got the tap down on this occasion. Tackle there laid by Manuel.
Archer's gone to full forward, but Wilcox is the man that's gone to pick him up at full back.
Giving away a couple of kegs. It's a big boy, Daniel Archer.
He is.
Certainly going to create a matchup wherever part of the ground he is. Run up once again, this time trying to get the tap down there was Garner. It's going to go nowhere. And held up at the bottom of the pack. Can't miss him in those bright pink boots, Cam Manuel. Another one of the EFL reps that took part in the Vic Metro Vic Country Community Cup last week. Played a fantastic game. They try and clear away here, Rowville. Short chip kick over the top, found its target in Stapleton, who couldn't quite hold the mark. And now Vermont a chance to swoop. Wadley overran the footy. Davidson met it. Quickly dished the handball off to no one. Found a bit of space.
That was high.
It was a duck. Still got to give the opportunity to pick up the ball, though, I guess.
He wore his elbow for a necktie then, didn't he?
Alas, it's held up on centre wing.
Damien Sully throws the ball up. Garner got the knockdown, scooped upon there by McDonald, I should say, and he's been pinged for holding the ball, tried to break the tackle, so maybe a little bit stiff there. Wale Buxton gives the ball away. The kick goes up towards centre half forward now for Vermont. Over the top there was Allen. He got brought to ground as well, and let's have another bounce. 55 metres out from the Vermont goals. Trailing by 5 points. Garner got the knockout over the back. Rowville looked to have the numbers here, but scooped upon by McConnon, who snaps around the body, but he pushed it to the left-hand side. That was a go for the Vermont side, but through for a minor score. Second on the board now for them. Margin back to 4 points. 7 plays 12 in the favour of Rowville.
He's dangerous, Kirby McConnon, around the goals. You can't afford to give him yards.
No real confidence with the kick. It was dangerous, but it managed to find its target. Garner, though, couldn't quite take the mark. Trying to get it out of the way was best. The Rowville best on this occasion. Pack of players trying to get away. Robinson picked it up. He was set upon and going nowhere. Ball's held up about 50 out from the Vermont goal. Ball thrown up once again. Trying to find a bit of clear space, both these sides. Crocker gave his handball away, found Parker, who can load up from 45 out. Beautiful kick there from Adam Parker, and he puts his side second on the board, and they take a 1-point lead at the 16-minute mark of this term. 2-1-13, Vermont, Rowville 2 straight 12.
Should actually be 2-2-14.
That should too. Yep.
It was all Rowville in the first 10 minutes, Brash, but in the last 6 minutes, Vermont, they've settled, haven't they?
Yeah, they've steadied and they're just starting to work their way into the game. I just still think, though, at the moment, Ray, that Rowville are controlling the stoppages around the ground, but it just haven't been able to take enough advantage of it.
Garner and Whale Buxton go at it. Whale Buxton got the knockdown for all. He came charging through for the Hawks, got the little handball away. Now the Hawks might have a go here in the arms of Stapleton. On the right boot, drives it inside forward 50. It was a beautiful kick to Archer. It would have been downfield, but the big man was out in front and takes the mark, and he'll kick from on the paint to 50.
Rowville worked that nicely off that half-back line then. Some very slick hand passes.
Yeah, it was clean football.
Yeah, just the one thing I've just noticed with Vermont, just a few of their players are running a little too far forward of the ball at the centre clearances, and Rowville were able to get out there.
So Daniel Archer, he's already kicked one. We know distance won't be a problem. It wasn't with the first, it's not with the second, and neither is the accuracy. He's got 2, and Rowville have 3, and they regain the lead out here by 4 points.
A very quick answer then by Rowville. That's what they needed.
Certainly was. And a great kick there from Daniel Archer, as we expected after the first one.
He's a big boy. He can kick a long way, can't he? That's right.
So, ball back in the middle once again. Just over 17.5 minutes gone. First term here on AFL Game Day. Tapped down by Whale Buxton. And going nowhere. It seemed to dribble out there, but it's going to be locked up eventually. The umpire will call for it. We'll have a secondary ball up.
I still think Rowville have the big advantage over the day with 2 genuine ruckmen over Vermont's 1.
So, all thrown up once again. A pack of players just converge on it. There'll be a free kick paid out. It'll go the way of the Hawks. It was through a push in the back. Going the way of Matty Robinson. Comp medal winner in Division 4 all the way back in Division 2 all the way back in 2008. Bottom of the pack here, McCafferty tried to get the handball away, turned it over. Stapleton, his handball found Manuel, had to get around 3.
Nice.
Little dinky kick off the ground there from Bussey, tried to find its target. Hard up against the boundary line, and going over the boundary line there was Troy Allen.
Very interesting, Brash. On those centre ball ups, so Cam Manuel, he's not going into the centre. Matty Robinson's gone in for the centre.
We'll see Xavier Barry Murphy, I think, preparing to come back onto the ground. Ball deep in the Rowville forward 50.
Pye throws it in. Archer was worked out of that one. Manuel on the bottom of the pack. As Liam's right on him. As a cross down boundary side, thanks to chiropractic betting. Here's Gus.
Boys, Xavier Barry Murphy seems to be heading to the rooms with assistant coach Paul Breen, so he might just be going to get further check on that head clash that he suffered early in the first.
Great stuff there, Gus McLeod. Free kick will go the way of Rowville. So, a bit of confusion from a number of players then, but the ball's in the arms of Chris Clark, and he'll have a shot right in front of us here on the broadcast side, and a chance to open up a bit 10-point lead here for the Hawks. So we've gone 13.5 minutes here. Clark. Well, they've been kicking straight so far, the Hawks. Can they make it 4 in a row? And that actually went on to Stud Road, that kick, out of bounds on the full opposite side of the road.
Onto the inbound side of Stud Road.
Couldn't have gone any further the other way.
Well, BWS give him a rap and he kicks it like that.
I didn't mean it.
The old commentator's curse as Davidson takes the mark at half-back. Kick short. Finds the skipper, Tim Johnson. Big Seinfeld fan, as we found out on huddles of years gone by.
Who isn't?
Kicks wide. Looking for a target, 1-on-1, and he's eventually found a teammate. A good mark taken there by Cam Purdy.
No soup for you, BWS.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, bro.
Up towards centre wing. Perry couldn't quite take the mark. Ball spills out of the back of the pack. and goes over the boundary line. True centre wing out of side here at Seabeck Oval. Thrown in once again. Umpires wasting no time with a restart, which is good. Free kick for a push in the marking contest going the way of Rowville. Manuel kicks straight into the man on the mark. Frawley has another grab at his little grubber kick. Manuel gives a handball now back to Frawley. A chance to go inside forward 50, loading up in the direction of Clark, and a great mark taken.
Good mark.
Hard up in the pocket, and a chance to go back and hopefully rectify his last kick.
And they're the three prime ball movers of Rowville. Then you mentioned Frawley, you mentioned Manuel, and you mentioned Robinson. They're the three that got that ball forward.
I think if Rowville win today, Ray's going to wear a puffy shirt to the next commentary game.
I wear my violet crumble colours, mate.
So Clark comes in now. Let's see what we can do with this approach. Steady, very steady, and a great kick from deep in the pocket. And Chris Clark has kicked an absolute beauty just to extend the Rowville lead. They move on to 4 straight 24. Vermont at 2-2-14. 22 and a half minutes gone first 10. We'll cross boundary side thanks to chiropractic betting. Gus?
Boys, Xavier Barry Murphy in the hands of the paramedics now. I just spoke with assistant coach Paul Breen, and he's told me that Xavier Barry Murphy is done for the day. So not good news there. Better safe than sorry, as I always say, particularly with concussions these days.
That's right.
So a man down and trailing by 10 points. Scoreboard's been updated.
Finally caught up with you, Ben.
Pye throws it up, almost taking it straight out was Whale Buxton. Handball went out towards the Frawley direction, stolen there by Purdy, linked up well, and now the Eagles have a chance to go up towards the half-forward line. The kick went over the back there. Picked up by Dodone and over the boundary line. Right in front of the faithful, almost in front of the Hawk Burger and Can Hill, where it's always a great atmosphere up there with the Rowville fans.
And always a good burger.
Yep.
We get mine at half-time. Comes out. Garner was there of the Damien variety. Nicely done there by Archer, got it away to Frawley, linking handball out wide, and on the right boot here's Burns, switches the play here, so the mark's been taken by Hagger. On the left boot, sends it up towards the half-forward line. He's looking for Bussey at the front spot. Nicely knocked away there by Wilcox, and then a really nice bit of play and a pirouette there by McCafferty. Got it away to Schneider, who thought he had a lot more time than he did. Umpire said it was okay. Ball hits the deck, and we'll have a bounce in the middle of Seabeck Oval.
Rowville's tackling pressure at the moment is causing Vermont a lot of heartaches and no clean possession.
Rucks go at it again. Archer, it was all too easy a bit for him that time. Charging through was McComb, couldn't get rid of the football. Hits the ground, and we'll have another bounce.
Thank you to the Rowville canteen. It's just dropped off about a dozen pies for us for half-time.
Oh, lovely.
You boundary riders, get your eyes off them.
Those would be pie shed pies, wouldn't they?
Yes, they are pie shed pies that supplies Rowville and Bayswater.
Well, Buxton has it in the middle, waste no time either. Here's Parker, this way, that way, goes on the left this time, inside forward 50, bouncing football. Who's going to be there? Perry was there, but it was stolen in the end by Zajac. Got a bouncing ball out towards the half-back line here for Rowville. They've got the numbers on the left boot. Here's Dodone. It was partly smothered, but they'll be able to go after it again. He could, and eventually the umpire comes across and pays a free kick against for dropping the football, Brash.
Yeah, it was definitely on their BWS.
Short pass from Crocker, spots up Schneider.
Hasn't had a lot of it, Schneider. They've kept him pretty well covered.
He's been at a lot of contests, but he's been closely covered at the moment, Tommy Schneider. This time sells a little bit of candy, goes inside forward 50, and it was a good kick too. McConnon once again in the front spot. He takes the mark, Kirby, and he'll have a shot from about 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Important kick this one, Brash.
Yeah, it is, because Rowville have got all the momentum at the moment, and you know, Vermont are just hanging in there by the, you know, at this particular stage of the quarter.
It is a kickable spot over there as well.
So McConnon comes in and he pushed it right. He pushed it way right, in fact, and out of bounds on the full. I think we'll keep our comments on goal kicking until after they've kicked it, because each time we do, they kick it out of bounds on the full. Let's cross down boundary side, thanks to chiropractic betting to Damo.
If you look high on the eastern wing, boys, there's a man in a parachute viewing this game, so they have them from all vantage points, these spectators.
Love your work there, Damo. Handball by Allen, went over the top. Here's Giorgio on the right boot now, spots up Robinson to the wing position, went for the old 1-2. They just keep the ball alive. Rowville kick up towards the half-forward line. A huge fly over the top there. Couldn't quite pull the mark down there. And Stacks on the mill. Three Vermont players bringing to ground Bussy. Sometimes a player of that ilk and size needs 3 players to bring them down. So now across the half-forward line for the Rowville side.
Matt Carnelli, 76 goals for the season to quarter time. He's got 8.
Oh,
already?
Alana might be right. He might get his 32 or whatever it was.
Holy dooly. Comes out Garner. Give that one to him that time. Davidson, little handball away, high tackle. Going to be a Rowville shot on goal here. It's going to go to Callan Burns.
I think one of the things Vermont are doing that I'm not liking at the moment is they're not taking the first option. They're trying to take the player on, and they've been getting caught. And once again, that's what happened again. Cal McConnell tried to take the player on and got caught, and now Rowville are shooting for goal.
I think Burns will struggle for distance.
So Burns comes in now. It's a bit of a sausage roll. It's making its way back. It goes right to the line and eventually fisted through for the first minor score on the board to the Rowville Football Club. They've been kicking straight with 1 rush behind 4-1-25, but they lead this game by 11 points. Vermont 2-2-14.
It was a wobbly old kick there that went towards the defenders. They did well by getting the fist to it, I thought.
We're only by 19 points over Templestowe at quarter time. Probably a breeze down at Tormore Reserve, I would assume, as Davidson kicks out here at Seaback Oval, looking for Wadley. Was he held in the marking contest? Umpire said no. McCafferty went in there as well, but now Rowville a chance to take possession.
Drop the footy.
Drop position of the footy, and now a chance for advantage to be paid. Running through the centre of the goal.
Oh, that's
Schneider
a great
was immediately
tackle.
set upon.
Too slow,
Great
Schneider.
work there from Matty Davey, and certainly let him know about it as well.
He's the player that I told you 2 weeks ago, Brash, should not have been out of this Rowville side.
Should have been 25 as well, because he just sat on it and sat on it. He was asked about 3 or 4 times to hand the football back. Schneider just took too long. That is definitely 25.
And is Matty Davey paying out on Schneider, letting him know how that the mistake was?
Well, he's now moved him to within scoring range. Man on the mark's about 45 out. And he's got plenty of options around him. Cam Manuel looking for the handball. In the end, Davey's going to line up. Kicking from 50, sends it on its way. This one's going to go right to the goal line. In the end, it's touched through for 1 behind, and the second behind on the board for the Rowville Football Club. They're 4-2-26, Vermont 2-2-14. We played 28 minutes first term here on AFL Game Day. It's the Hawks and the Eagles.
Davidson goes short to Parker in the back pocket now, Vermont. So just weighing up his options. We'll use the grandstand side. He was looking for the lead up there by Wilcox, but his kick was short, and Robertson takes the mark, and he's about 70 metres out from goal here. So Matty Robertson, it's definitely beyond him. He might just spot up a player, kick it to the hot spot. It was perfect pass to Garner of the Damien variety. Took it on his chest in the end, and the big man will go back and have a shot on goal from about 45 out, almost directly in front.
No doubt that he will definitely get the distance. This will sail over the top of the goalpost. Here's an enormous kick, but just the accuracy.
So Damien Garner, they currently lead by 2 straight kicks here. 12 points the margin. Wouldn't it be handy to snag one on quarter time for the Rowville side, the home side? Get the crowd right in this game. Garner comes in now, sets sail towards the goal, and he pushed it just right. It was close, but no cigar. 3 behinds in the last couple of minutes for Rowville. A few chances gone begging, but they go into quarter time with a 13-point lead here. Bendigo back scoreboard 4-3-27. The Hawks, and the Eagles are 2-2-14. The only major goal kicker on the ground is Rowville's big man, Daniel Archer. He has 2 goals. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern, or streaming live on easternfm.com, or also if you want to watch the game and listen to it, efl.org.au.
Where can't you listen to us?
At Footy EFL is the place to send through all the important around the ground scores as you go local for your football this afternoon. We'll go back to Barry Cotts in the Radio Eastern studios and be back for what is sure to be a massive second term.
मेरे मुस्तकबिल के कुछ मंसूबे हैं.
Mam zaplanowano przyszłość.
I've also planned for the future. With the Tobin Brothers Funerals fixed price funeral plan, you can be sure your